And welcome back to SWBA Today. And in today's episode, we are going to be recapping the 11 games that took place on Sunday and looking at the key storylines from those games. And so let's go ahead and jump into it. Again, we had 11 games that took place here yesterday. And so let's start with the Chicago Bulls versus the Charlotte Hornets. And so the Chicago Bulls win 131-117. I think that the key takeaway here is that Kobe White and Josh Giddey continue to play very well as a backcourt. Remember the trade that sent Zach LaVine off to the Sacramento Kings, and then you had to have some players step up, and Josh Giddey and Kobe White have both done so. And with Kobe White, look, he took off in the second quarter. He had 37 points in total in this one, plus 14, got to the free throw line 7 times. He was 7 of 7 there, 6 of 8 from downtown on 12 of 16 shooting in 35 minutes. Yeah, Josh Giddey, he flirted with a triple-double, 23 points. He had 10 rebounds and 8 assists. They had Patrick Williams. He had 15 points in this one and 3 rebounds. He is from Charlotte. And so, you have Kobe White coming back home to Charlotte as well. He played his college basketball at UNC. Patrick Williams from Charlotte, both players playing very well. And for the Charlotte Hornets, look, they struggled in this one. This is all about playing the younger players. Mark Williams, yet again, has a good one. He has 22 points in this one, 9 rebounds and 2 assists. And also, too, KJ Simpson. I talked about him before on the show. He had 18 points in this game, and he also had 7 assists and 2 steals, probably his best game since being with the Charlotte Hornets. And so a tough one for the Charlotte Hornets is, again, I think that they're just really looking forward to this upcoming SWBA draft. And so speaking of looking forward to the SWBA draft, that leads me to the Toronto Raptors and the Brooklyn Nets. And so I think that both of these teams are certainly looking forward to this upcoming draft. And so that's what this one was all about. Toronto takes care of business 120-109 in this one. There was no Scotty Barnes in this one. There was no Emmanuel Quickly. RJ Barrett had a pretty good game in this one. He had 13 points. He had 6 rebounds. He was -3 in the plus-minus box score, so he did pretty well. Then Jamal Shed, playing very well, went to the University of Houston, and so he had 9 points, 12 assists in this one, 3 steals. He led Toronto in the plus-minus box score with a plus 31, plus 31, excuse me. And then with the Brooklyn Nets, look, they did not have Cam Johnson. They didn't have D'Angelo Russell over there as well. And so, look, you had a ton of younger players that had to play, mainly a guy that I've been looking forward to seeing if he could make the jump to the next level, Drew Timme. He actually had a pretty good game. He had 13 points. He also had 7 rebounds and 2 assists in this one, -12 in the plus-minus box score, but still doing a great job stepping up from the G League and really showing what he could do here at the SWBA level. And so a tough one for the Nets, tough season really for both teams. And so next up, you got the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. And so, look, I think that this was probably the upset of the day, in my opinion, especially just how well Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and this Thunder team had been playing. And so, look, I think that the main storyline out of this is that Luka just he went bonkers in this. And so he had 30 points. He had 7 rebounds. He had 6 assists. He had 2 steals. He was plus 18. He was shot the basketball, 5 of 11 from downtown, got to the free throw line 4 times. He was 11 of 20. But he scored 14, I think, in the first quarter, which was huge for the Lakers. And then, on top of that with the Lakers, another thing that they did well is they shot the three-pointer very well. They shot 55% in this one. The Lakers have won now 4 of their last 5 games, and they're third in the West. And so, look, the Lakers taking care of business. And I think that with the Thunder, what was really shocking about this is that you had Shea Gilgeous-Alexander score 26 and have 9 assists in this game. He had 3 rebounds, but I think that the critical stat out of this is that he had 0 attempts from the free throw line. 0. That has not happened since 2021. I mean, this was just either outstanding defense from the Lakers or just a tough game for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And so you got to give the Lakers a lot of credit for going into OKC and getting a win like this late in the season. They are slated to play again coming up. And so next up, you got the Atlanta Hawks and the Utah Jazz. And so Atlanta is right there in the play-in situation. We've been talking about this. Utah, this is another one of those teams that's looking forward, I think, to this upcoming SWBA draft. And look, this was a good performance from Atlanta. I think that they had really some good contributions off of the bench. In fact, you had 56 points off the bench scored. They had lost 3 straight, and so Atlanta really needed to get this win. With Utah, it's all about playing the younger players. Once again, a strong performance from Isaiah Collier, 17 points in this and 12 assists. This guy is racking up assists just game after game. He's playing extremely well. Johnny Juzang, a guy that played college basketball in UCLA with Jaime Jaquez that plays for the Miami Heat. He's looking very strong here for the Utah Jazz as well. He had 15 points, 2 assists, and 3 steals in this one, and so a strong game for him. The Atlanta Hawks, look, they get a very good win. Dyson Daniels continues to play well, 19 points, 6 assists, 3 steals in this game. He was plus 15. He was fantastic for the Atlanta Hawks as they beat the Utah Jazz 147-134. And so next up, you got the Boston Celtics versus the Washington Wizards. And look, it's all about the Celtics. And, it's a tough season for the Wizards at this point in time. They are another team that I think they are looking forward to this upcoming draft. But I'll start with the Celtics in the sense that I liked what I saw from the younger players. I like the fact that they're playing A.J. Johnson. He had 12 points. He had 4 assists. Bub Carrington looked pretty good early in this one at 14 points. He had 6 assists as well. And then Alex Sarr had 16 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He was negative 27 in the plus-minus box score. But look, man, this was all about the Celtics. They did not even have Jason Tatum out there, and they were still able to handle the Wizards. And so 15 from Jaylen Brown, you had 19 from Derek White, and then 13 from Drew Holiday here. And so this just looks like a team that is just ready for the SWBA playoffs to start. And so very excited to see what they are going to look like once the playoffs get rolling. And so next up, you got the Sacramento Kings beating the Cleveland Cavaliers. And so I would say that this was probably the second, I guess not questionable, but it was more like the surprise, I should say. So the second surprise of the day, as far as getting a win in these slated games, was the Sacramento Kings versus the Cavs, winning 120-113. And I think that the key takeaway out of this is that you have Zach LaVine, you have DeMar DeRozan. They played just outstanding. With DeMar DeRozan, he had 28 points. He had some big shots that he hit there in the fourth quarter, 10 of 18 from the field. He was 2 of 5 from deep. But Zach LaVine, man, he had it really going. He had 37 points in this one, 7 of 11 from downtown. He was 15 of 21. And so, look, I mean, between those two players, they have shown that once they get it going, they can certainly win games for you in Chicago. Sabonis had a very good one as well, 27 and 9. And then when you look at the Cavs, Donovan Mitchell, 19 points. He had 6 assists in this one, 2 steals. I thought he played some very good defense in this. -4 in the plus-minus box score. Evan Mobley had 16 and 4. Jared Allen had 17 and 4. And then this is where it gets questionable, with the Cavs here, because you cannot have this happen. Darius Garland, only 9 points in this game and 7 assists. I mean, he's too talented to have these type of games. And so, it's a tough one for the Cavs. You got to give the Kings a lot of credit for going on the road and getting a very much needed win here as they're trying to just hang in there for that play-in situation in the West. And so next up, you got the Portland Trailblazers against the San Antonio Spurs. And so, look, here's the deal with this. I think that the Portland Trailblazers, though they are probably going to be, I think, eliminated out of just the play-in situation, I'm not sure that they're going to get there. I do like what I'm seeing from the younger talent that they have on this roster roster. So Shaden Sharp plays very strong in this one, 21 points. He had 6 assists, and he also had 10 rebounds. Donovan Clegan, he continues to be impressive. I think that, look, he had 10 points, 8 rebounds in this one, plus 4. But I think it's going to be very interesting what this team does with DeAndre Ayton moving forward, because I think that you have to clear some space for him to play. And so, again, it's all about the younger talent here for the Portland Trailblazers. You didn't have Denny Avia in this game. He's been playing very well as of late. In fact, he was out due to a right thumb injury. And then with the San Antonio Spurs, I think it's all about Stephon Castle. I think that he's certainly the SWBA Rookie of the Year. 22 points in this one, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Man, he's looking a lot like he did at UConn right now, certainly getting comfortable. He got to the free throw line 9 times and hit 7 of those. And so next game that we have on the schedule here was the New York Knicks versus the Phoenix Suns. And so, look, Devin Booker continues to try to do everything that he can do for this team, but it's just not enough. And I think that that is probably going to spell the end for the Phoenix Suns. In this game, he had 40 points. He was 6 of 7 from the free throw line, 16 of 29 from the field, 2 of 7 from deep. Man, this guy's a professional scorer, and he played 40 minutes. And so, look, if they're going to go down, it's not going to be because of Devin Booker. I mean, he gave them everything that he had. But this is where it gets dicey for the Phoenix Suns, because after that, in the starting lineup, you only had Bradley Beal score 16 points. Then after that, they only had Nick Richards with 5, Ryan Dunn with 4, Royce O'Neal with 5. Like, they just don't have enough, and it's just a top-heavy roster. And on top of that, with the Knicks, I think that they're starting to really get rolling again. They got Jalen Brunson back in this one. He added 15 points. He had 6 assists. He was +9 in the plus-minus box score. And then I think that with OG Anunoby, look, he is playing out of his mind as well. Look, 32 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, +9. I mean, he has been on a whole nother level, dunking on people, pushing people out the way. Like, man, he is just really feeling very good here with the Knicks as of late. And then you have Mikal Bridges. I think he's settled in very nicely since this trade. He had 22 points, +11. He was 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 2 of 3 from deep, and 8 of 14. And so a good win for the New York Knicks as they get Jalen Brunson back. And this is perfect as they head into the last week of the season. Hopefully they're able to catch some rhythm. I think that this is why it's going to be tough, I think, for the Cavs. As these teams are starting to catch rhythm, they're starting to get some players back. And so next up, we got the Houston Rockets and we got the Golden State Warriors. And so this game had a lot of playoff intensity around it. And so this was the Rockets winning this one 106-96. And I think that really the key takeaway out of this is just that Houston's defense, man, it's been good. I think that it's time that we really start to give Houston's defense a lot of credit. Just wanted to move that out the way so you guys can see that score 106-96. But I think that was the key out of this, is that Houston's defense really showed up. Steph, he only had 3 points in this game. They played a lot of good coverage around him. So even when he was getting away on screens and things like that, they made it tough for Steph out there. He was 1 of 10, 1 of 8 from deep. Draymond Green, 2 points in this one. Jimmy Butler had 13. He was -18 in the plus-minus box score. And look, this team just really struggled because Moses Moody only had 3. You had Brandon Przinski. He played very well. He's been playing pretty good here as of late, 19 points, 6 rebounds on the day. But, man, this Houston team, got to give him a ton of credit. Dylan Brooks, 24 points. Alperen Şengün, man, he was handling business down low. He had a nice double-double, 19, 14 rebounds to go along with those 19 points. He was +11. You had Jalen Green, 21 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. Then you had Jabari Smith Jr. coming off the bench with 16 and 9. And so, again, I think that this one had a lot of playoff chippiness to it. Definitely getting you excited for this upcoming SWBA playoffs. And so next up, we got the Indiana Pacers versus the Denver Nuggets here. So look, the Pacers beat the Nuggets 125-120, but I just think that, look, the key here is that Nikola Jokic is he's that guy, okay? Because in this game, he actually surpassed Wilt Chamberlain for having the most triple doubles in a season, I believe, for a center at 32. And so, look, man, this guy, he's been on a tear. He had 41 points in this one. He had 13 assists and 15 rebounds. I mean, that's wild. And he was +1 in the plus minus box score, doing everything he could do for the Denver Nuggets. They did not have Jamal Murray. Remember, he's been dealing, I believe, with the hamstring injury, and so he didn't play. And this is really the issue that you have with the Denver Nuggets. They just don't have a bench, even though they did get 16 from Russell Westbrook. But I think that this is going to be an issue, especially when they get into a 7-game series, and you're going to have to grind it out, so to speak. And so with the Pacers, look, you didn't necessarily have the contribution that you wanted from Tyrese Halliburton. He had 9 points. He had 14 assists, and so he was just a point shy of the double-double. He did have 3 turnovers in this game, so he led the Pacers there. But they got very good contributions from Obi Toppin, who I think has been a very good pickup for them since they've gotten him. 22 points, 4 rebounds, and assist. Then you have Naismith, he had 17 and he had 6 rebounds as well. Miles Turner really picked it up in the second half, 24 points. He was 4 of 4 from the free throw line. He was 4 of 10 from deep. And so I think that is really going to help the Pacers because they have some bigs that can stretch the floor. A good win against the Nuggets. A tough one for the Nuggets here as they are really struggling down the stretch of things. And so, with that being said, I think that, yes, that is we had one more game. We had the Pelicans and the Bucks. And so, look, the Pelicans get beat by the Milwaukee Bucks 111-107. And so the key takeaway out of this is that there was no Giannis, there was no Dame. And look, the Pelicans are a team that is definitely looking forward to the SWBA upcoming draft. This is a team that's struggling. They need to figure out what's going on with Zion. They didn't even have Jose Alvarado out there. He had some calf soreness, and so he sat out. And Brook Lopez, he had 20 in this one, 20 and 12. You had Gary Trent Jr., 29, 5 rebounds and an assist. I think that he was a very underrated pickup for the Bucks this year. Kyle Kuzma had 17 points, 4 assists as well, and he was -5 in the plus minus box score. I think he's going to be huge for this team, especially as we head into the playoffs. And then you had Kevin Porter Jr. I think he's been another underrated pickup via trade. I'm pretty sure that's how he came over. So 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists, and 2 steals in this game. So he looked pretty good out there. And so a good one for the Bucks, tough one for the Pelicans. And look, that is the slate of games that took place here yesterday. In this upcoming show, we'll be talking about the games taking place here today, as we have, I believe, just 2 games on slate. We got the Sacramento Kings and the Pistons, and then the 76ers and the Heat. So we'll be talking about that along with the playoff implications. And so, as we always say, see the game and be the game. I will see you guys on the next one. All right, peace.